He borrowed 1,600 guilders, got sued by his business partner, lost everything in court, and still managed to spark the most important revolution in human history. On February 23, 1455, Johannes Gutenberg's Bible went public. Stay until the end to discover how one man's debts created the world you're reading right now. It's February 23, 1455, in Frankfurt, Germany. A future pope named Aeneas Silvio Piccolomini stops dead in his tracks at a book fair. He's staring at pages from a Bible unlike anything he's ever seen. The lettering is impossibly perfect, identical on every page. He writes in amazement that the script is extremely neat and legible, not at all difficult to follow. You would be able to read it without effort and indeed without glasses. What he's looking at is about to change human civilization forever. Johannes Gutenberg isn't rich. He's not royalty. He's a goldsmith from Mainz who's been tinkering with a crazy idea for over a decade. What if you could make books the same way you make wine, with a press? What if instead of monks spending a year copying one Bible by hand, you could print hundreds in months? But here's the problem. Nobody's ever done it, and it requires serious money. Money Gutenberg doesn't have. So in 1450, he does what desperate entrepreneurs do. He finds an investor. A wealthy moneylender, Johann Fust, agrees to loan him 800 guilders, then another 800. That's roughly equivalent to $400,000 today. Gutenberg gets to work with a team including Peter Schoeffer, a talented scribe. He invents an oil-based ink that sticks to metal rather than running off like water-based ink. He creates individual metal letters that can be arranged, printed, and then rearranged for the next page. He builds a revolutionary press. It's brilliant. It's groundbreaking. It's also taking forever and burning through Fust's money. By 1455, the Bible was finally done. 6 compositors are working simultaneously. 180 copies printed. Some on paper, some on expensive vellum. Each one takes 1,282 pages. The work is magnificent, majestic, a technical miracle that won't be substantially improved for another 400 years. But there's a massive problem. The Bibles sell for 30 florins each, which is 3 years' wages for a clerk. Yes, that's way cheaper than a hand-copied manuscript that takes a year to produce. But many buyers haven't paid yet. Cash flow is terrible, and Fust is furious. In November 1455, just months after the Bible went public, Fust dragged Gutenberg to court. He demands his 1,600 guilders back, plus interest. That's 2,026 guilders total. Fust accuses Gutenberg of misusing funds, spending loan money on other projects instead of their joint Bible venture. The court sides with Fust. Gutenberg loses everything: his printing workshop, his type, his equipment, his masterpiece. Johann Fust takes over with Peter Schoeffer and keeps printing using Gutenberg's own inventions. Most people would have been destroyed by this, bankrupt, humiliated, watching someone else profit from their genius. But here's what the court records don't show. Gutenberg keeps going. He sets up another printing shop. He printed the Catholicon, a massive Latin dictionary, in 1460. He never stops believing in what he created. And those 180 Bibles, they ignite something unstoppable. Within 50 years, printing presses spread across Europe. Millions of books flood the world. Ideas that were locked in monastery libraries suddenly reach everyone. The Renaissance explodes. The Reformation happened. Science accelerates. Democracy spreads. Gutenberg died in 1468, probably still in debt, but 48 of his Bibles survive to this day. They're considered among the most valuable books on earth. One sold for $4.9 million in 1987. Another sits in the Library of Congress. Museums display them behind bulletproof glass as works of art and monuments to human ingenuity. Every book you've ever held, every newspaper, every magazine, every printed word that shaped the modern world traces back to a goldsmith who borrowed money he couldn't repay and revolutionized everything anyway. From courtroom defeat to the information age, all because Johannes Gutenberg refused to let failure silence him. He lost the lawsuit, lost his workshop, lost his fortune, but he won history. Think about that for a moment. What idea are you sitting on right now because you're afraid of failing? Because you don't have enough money? Because someone might take credit for your work? Your story matters. The obstacles you've overcome, the times you kept going when everything fell apart, the moments when losing everything taught you what really mattered. These aren't just your memories. They're the legacy your children and grandchildren need. They need to know that the people they love didn't succeed because everything was easy. They succeeded because they refused to quit. Join our History Sparks community by subscribing to this channel. Every single day, we share stories that prove your setbacks don't define your legacy, your persistence does. And here's my question for you. What failure in your life turned out to be a stepping stone to something greater? What did losing teach you about winning? Share your story in the comments. Someone needs to hear it today. I'm also creating a free guide to help my subscribers write their family stories, the struggles, the comebacks, the moments that shaped who they became. Would you want access to that? Let me know below. Remember, Gutenberg lost everything in 1455, but we're still talking about him 570 years later. Your legacy isn't what you lost, it's what you refused to stop building.